Welcome, students, to your next activity in your lesson on Newton's laws. Your learning target today is that you can explain Newton's first law of motion, and you'll do that by looking at several different scenarios, and you will participate in some hands-on activities and explain how the first law applies in all the scenarios. So Newton's first law of motion is also called the law of inertia. It states an object at rest will stay at rest unless acted upon by an unbalanced force. An object in motion will stay in motion unless acted upon by an unbalanced force. So you're going to want to create a page in your book for Newton's laws. And you want to add Newton's first law to your book and share a picture example of this law in action. Now you can pause the video and do that now, or you can continue on with the video and put in a page for Newton's first law later. Now, thinking further about Newton's first law of motion, we need to consider this big idea, and we need to add it to your book. I will read it. The more mass an object has, the more inertia it has. This means the more mass, the more resistance to change. We can model this by thinking about a truck versus a car. If you have a truck going 55 miles per hour and you have a car going 55 miles per hour, that truck is going to have much more inertia, and that truck is going to resist change more than the car. So if the truck had to suddenly stop because of an unbalanced force, that truck would be harder to change its motion. It would be harder to stop because it has much more inertia compared to the car. It's time to explore inertia further. You're going to look at two examples, the inertia tower with blocks and the pie tin with the marble. You'll start first by watching the video on the inertia tower with blocks. Once you do that, you can ask your teacher for the blocks to try this on your own. The second video is about the pie tin with the marble, and you're going to watch that video until it tells you to make a prediction. Then you're going to continue the video to see if your prediction was correct. All right, if you have not put those blocks away yet from the inertia tower, you should do so. It's time for you to participate in some mini labs. Now your teacher will have the supplies that you need. And your assignment is in your packet. In your packet, you'll have directions on how to perform each of these mini labs. Now, if you would like to work with 2 or 3 other people, great. You will find this spot on your game board, by the way, for Newton laws. I think this is game board spot 2, where you'll find more information as well. After you see your teacher, so you know which materials you need for these mini labs, if you have performed all the mini labs, you can also check your work using the answer keys on the game board. When you are done with the mini lessons, please make sure to put your supplies back and show your teacher that you put the supplies back. Once you've cleaned up, continue on with this video. Well, how did you do? Can you explain what happened during all the mini labs? Do you understand how Newton's first law played a role in what happened during the mini labs? You may want to consider one of these mini labs as your example that you include in your physics book when you record Newton's first law of motion. Great job today.